this is something that just happened. It's not like I had a very good plan. But then you'll find I got to a point kwenye you're getting orders and people will ask mpaka for receipt. Mtu anataka group imekuja inataka some hoodies like that. That is where I started now book
for you.
All that, yes.
For you, I feel like for you to go to the next level, it is informed by a need that you have.
Yes.
Uendangi tu unafanya kitu kama hakuna need.
Yes.
So need comes before the activity or the product or whatever.
Yes.
Interesting. Welcome to the Bold Path podcast, where we lean into inspiring stories of entrepreneurs. I am your host, Cleopatra Wanjiku. Today we have an amazing guest, a sister, a friend, a loved person in the community who does so much to make a dent for lives of others positively. I'm so happy you made time to come here today.
Thank you,
Cleopatra.
so much.
How are you?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm good. Excited and good.
All right.
Tell us, who is Cleopatra Wanjiku?
Thank you so much for having me. My name, finally.
It's
been long.
Why did it take so long?
Ni mambo tu huku.
Mambo ya dunia.
Yeah, but
I'm so proud.
I've been saying kila siku nasikia tu niko indebted. I want to come, but timelines inaniba. I'm happy to be here and you're doing a good job.
Thank you, Lord.
I'm so proud.
Thank you.
So my name is Wanjiku Cleopatra. I am a young woman living with HIV and the director of the Voice of a Black Child, which is a community-based organization. We are based in Githurai and we focus on adolescents and young people. We do HIV sensitization, SRHR, and we're still trying to fight stigma and discrimination in the community. But other than that, I am a young businesswoman. Mimi sijazeeka, bado nasema mimi ni young. I run a clothing line called Paba Collection, and we focus and we deal with beaded accessories and Ankara items. And very many other things. Tuvitu hapa.
Tuvitu. What are those tuvitu?
Tuvitu twingine, I am a HIV advocate and what I'm doing, I'm working with NASCO, and what we do basically, concentration yangu ni adolescents and young people. And the reason I chose that age, I'm at the target group, it's because that is a group that has so many challenges that are happening. You're facing economic times, you have mental health issues, things are hard, and all that. That is why I chose that, and I'm happy. So we can get down.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We met when Ma was around 6 months.
Yes.
I was carrying her everywhere, and I remember... You were in school then?
Yes, I was in campus.
You're in campus.
Yeah.
And I remember the first thing you ever made for me, which was so unique, was the scarf, the beaded scarf.
Yes.
Scarf and beads.
Yes.
I had never seen it with anyone.
Yeah.
I don't know where it went because it didn't get old or anything. I think I gifted it to someone else.
All right.
Why did you choose entrepreneurship? I knew you as Paba before everything else.
Yeah.
Cleopatra and Paba were almost the same thing. Why did you even get into entrepreneurship?
This is not something that I grew up knowing that I would do because I did community health and HIV management in campus. That is under public health. But this came out of some things that happened, and maybe I can start from there.
Yes, go ahead.
You have a lot of time?
Yes, I do.
It's so long. So, just like I mentioned, I was born with HIV and I was disclosed about my status in 2007 when I was 13 years. Thereafter, I joined high school and it has been not easy. Long life treatment is not easy. And you understand the highs, the lows and all that. I'm at hearing, I have issues and all that. So after high school, I joined campus. And nimetoka Ushago, nimetoka huko kwa Munyoro, Madeira. I have never been alone. Yes. All high school, of course, you are under care. Yes. I was in a boarding school, that is okay. But now umeenda campus unapewa pesa yako ujipange. I was in Thika, babangu anasikianga niko Thika. I go to my clinic and unafanya nini? He doesn't want to hear anything about Thika because that is where my journey began. Okay. So when I went to campus, you see, this is something new. I've not seen some of these things and I still had that issues. I was staying in the hostels. Nitaficha dawa. All along I've always felt different. You see, you feel different, you're not the same, you have to go to the hospitals, there are drugs and all that. So I was trying to fit in. And in between that fitting in, I got involved. Nimejua kuna kapombe, kuna kasmanof ako ni Kenya kwa hiyo time. Nimejua kuna ako. And I remember that went on. First year was very cool. That time I'm trying to balance. Ndio najua huku kunaendanga hivi and all that. Then when I went to second year, that is when things started getting out of hand. And I found myself even using my school fees to vitu nimeenda out and all that. And that is, yes, hauji.
School fees.
Mashida zikaanza hapo. And you know my dad, Mr. Mashira sasa, akaniambia sasa you'll choose, unataka kusoma unataka nini. And I remember at that time I was very frustrated. I was feeling, and you know, that is the same thing that is happening right now. We are that generation when you offend your parents or something, you do something, but you feel when they react, unafeel ni kama wanakuchukia, unafeel that you're not loved and all that. But now I used to say that they're not being fair. Like, why don't you? I used to feel, why are you not understanding me? I'm trying to fit in. I'm trying to feel like everyone else. Why are you trying to make me in? Then that is in 2013. Hapo ni kwenyewe, my dad said, nikasimamishwa
shule.
Yes. Akasema si umetumia school fees sasa simama. But then my aunt said, no, I think there's an issue. They were really feeling there's something. I was booked in for counseling sessions in school and I went back to school. Hey, nikaendelea kidogo, I think 1 semester or 2 semesters, then again nikashikwa na simu kwa exam.
Jehovah.
Yes.
You were cheating.
In a unit, but it was too hard, microbiology. Nilikuwa tu na kasimu tu hivi. So now I was expelled. CEO ya nini. Yes. And I didn't tell them, so sikuambia.
Because this is after all the chaos.
After everything, nitasema
Who was now paying?
And all that.
Your aunt was paying all?
My aunt and my dad. We used to pay together. So nikasema, now things are really getting out of hand. Nitafanya nini? So I stopped. Nikasema hata mimi sitashughulika. So by that time my dad had traveled. He went to work in Dubai. So in 2014, hiyo time ndio nikasema, that's 2013 December. So people have gone for holidays. Nikasema hata sitaenda mahali. Juu sasa na feel hata nikienda home nitaenda kufanya nini? That's when my dad's brother called me to Nairobi. Juu hata hiyo time sikunywa hata dawa. Wenye tu nilidrop shule niliachana mpaka na kumeza dawa. Nikasema kama wako concerned, I don't think there is anything. I used to feel that, why am I even putting all this effort? Yani nina nitakufa. Si nilikuwa naona at the end of the whole thing. And then sijui kama nikafanya something. You'd see I did community health and HIV management. So everything around me was revolving around that.
But you had information.
Well, I had, but...
Because of the course, am I going to get into detail? Or
it was, but now there's that self-stigma that comes. We have very empowered people, but they have issues with themselves. Up to this time. It doesn't have to be disease. It doesn't have... We have that. So that's what I used to feel. And then you see, it's not like I had so much exposure. Like now that I know, I didn't have so much exposure. So my uncle called, akaniambia, are you going for Christmas? You know that now Ushago things, you all go together and all that. I said, nikamwambia mi siendi, mi sitaki kwenda. So to me, I'm inviting you to Nairobi. You'll be our guest. So that's how I came to Nairobi.
Okay.
And
so all this time when msichana Ushago?
Kwani na Justini Kasman of tu nimejua huko Wadhika. So I came to Nairobi and when I came there, hakuna kitu nafanya, siko shule. And my dad now ameenda Dubai. So I joined the church, Catholic church. Sipendi kukaa ida sana. Even when I was in school, I used to work in the level 5. I used to volunteer there.
Nice.
Then that is where a lady, one of the choir, nika joined choir, at least nikuwa na 2 activities here and there. So when I went there, that lady came with a clutch bag. Akaniletea, she was selling me that clutch bag. Nikamwambia, Amelia, I'm not in school. Do you think that unaweza nifunza venye mtu ufanya hivi? And that is where my journey started, entrepreneurship journey. So akaniambia yes. So I used to go kwao, naenda na nifunza. And nilikuwa nashona na mikono, sindano hivyo na mkono.
Beads.
Yes, beads, 2 bags hivyo. That's how I began.
Okay.
Art is so obsessive.
Yes.
Very obsessive. Once you start, you don't stop. So at least I had gotten something. Don't forget, your time, I'm not taking drugs. So peer health yangu ina deteriorate and all that. And I remember one of my schoolmates, she was my schoolmate in primary, high school, campus. Alikuja kunisalimia uko sasa kwa nko yangu. Kamea, what is happening? Kaambia, my aunt, I don't think she's doing well. Atatutuende hosi. But now I'm busy. I'm trying to reconstruct myself. I told my dad I've started something. Walikuwa nalala wananipata bado nikiwatch nikishona hizo vitu. Yes. sijui ni nini ilikuja. Nasema tu it's a blessing in this case. Other than that, of course, I went back to school after that, venye biashara ilipika and all that. So akanipeleka hospitali, tukaenda Thika level 5, and I usually say I felt the disappointment because those healthcare providers were very disappointed, because I was the one who was giving motivation. I used to work there as a peer mentor for other young girls and young boys, telling them under OTZ. So sasa umerudi, nimedhoofika. I had started even getting those ninis that people get when you're not adhering to drugs, but they took me back and wakanieka on treatment, na hapo nifanyia nilichinjua mpaka nikaenda secondary and all that. So back to the entrepreneurship journey. So Marianne taught me that. I started making the table mats. If you remember, I was doing table mats, the beaded table mats.
Okay.
Those ones I did the table mats. I did floor mats still. And there's a time I was I think 22. I was the one who was training people on making table mats. I was these are the floor ones.
Oh, the beaded
mats.
Oh, the ones that you...
those are uzi, yes. Nilikuwa na chukua mpaka classes. So from there, I started feeling, sasa this is what I want to do. Nikaanza kufanya hivyo, nikaanza kujifunza mpaka kushona na machine, nenda hapo kwa kasoko.
What is encouraging you? Hata unatoa wapi pesa hizi beads?
Sinauza bado, nikitengeneza. And then I am very, very social. And talkative. So nilianza with selling to my friends. Nilikuwa nauzia familia nini mtu hivi.
I can tell you for sure, anaweza kuuzia hewa. Oxygen that you are breathing. Because there are many things I have bought from you that I did not need.
Yes.
But you're very good at your sales.
No, that is how I went building and all that. Yeah. So I remember after that scarf that you said, niliuzia auntie yangu, ni auntie yangu tu hapo. Nikamuzia. Huyo ni aliniambia kuna beshte yake mama na ni pastor anafanyanga beadwork, anashona sasa table mats. So she introduced me to that lady. The lady akanifunza. Na mimi nikaanza kushona hizo mats. So I went ahead, nimeuzia watu, napata tu pesa. I remember siku moja clean shelf in Car West, used to stay in Car West. Nilienda hapo, nilikuwa I think I was going for a pad. Kitu jioni tu hivyo. Nikasema, na sinaweza waambia niko na table mats na shona waniuzie. So I went, I talked to the manager, kwa like, Sichana ni nini?
This small guy.
Nikamwambia, kaniambia, let us sample kesho. Hata si kesho, naweza leta saa hii si siku. No, we are closing. Let's go. Akaniambia sawa, kuja asubuhi. Nikapeleka. So I think naonanga tu nikunihurumia, si ati they did them. Because when I went, nilikuja nazo, akaniambia sawa. Unauza aje? Nikampea bei. Akaniambia ni sawa, you bring them, tulete hizi kama ni these big ones, tulete kadha and all that. That is zili total 9,250.
Okay.
Sasa akaniambia, alafu sasa ututafutie nini pesa, utakujia stock ikiisha. Oh God, stock hizi ndizo pesa niko nazo. This is my stock, this is my everything. Nikamwambia sasa hiyo haiwezi. Akaniambia that is what we do. Once the stock is over, that's when you're paid. Alafu sasa unaleta stocking over. Hiyo haiwezi. Sioni kama this is my new business, haiwezi. Akaniambia, what do you want?
Stock yako yote?
Si sasa kwani ni stock, ni pesa inatushana aje? So I told him, there's nothing like hawezi nitetea. Naweza kutetea ulipwe after 1 week. Juu sasa umeeleza na si pesa mingi. Hiyo itakuwa kama petty cash. So he tells me, go get an invoice. Utuandikie invoice, sijui utuandikie nini. Niko like,
vitu hujawahi sikia.
Hata kusikia si issue. Hela dadangu. And then like, you have my money on your and that's why I knew that everything in this world, the lawyer wants you to commit a crime, the doctor wants you to get sick. What is sour? Oh God. So nikamwambia mko na hizo na bado naunua kwa hiyo supermarket, si nini wao tu wataniuzia hizo. Nikamwambia sawa. Nikachukua ka invoice nikaandika, ni Joy, kwani kuna kitu najua kama hizo. Nikawaandikia, wakaniambia kama after 2 weeks, 1 week. Nikamwambia sawa, mimi nikaenda home sasa, si nini. So I needed to write them, zinafaa kuwekwa code ya kuscan jina, niko na jina.
Oh wow.
Now I came up with the name Patras Accessories. That's how I started with Patras Accessories. Hivyo nikawapea juu lazima ziandikwe. So after kitu 2-3 days, that lady called me, huyo mwenye alinifunza table mats, that who is a pastor, akanipigia akaniambia, ni nini zinaona kwa supermarket na jina yako? Nikamwambia mimi mambo yangu ni kama nisha
umeomoka
yangu ya kwa nayo umira mine hatuonani saa hii, mambo yangu sasa iko sawa. Akaniuliza what happened, nikamwambia exactly what happened, nilikuwa nimeenda and all that. So she says she's very proud and all that. After 1 week nikarudi. Sasa si ni kawaida, sina beads, sina kitu, sina anything. Nikaenda mimi nikalipa Lucy, nishaiona pesa kama hiyo. Pesa ile ya shule usidhani hata kama hiyo ya shule nitumia 57,000. Hiyo na nitakuja kulipa huyo mzee. But haikuwa yote, nikawa natumia ka 4K. Just even my dad was struggling so hard to see at hiyo pesa. Usually say someone feels it's a lot. But it came in terms all over. That is almost a year. So hiyo ndio time nilipewa na niko Nairobi. Sasa sijajua mambo ya Nairobi, najua kuna wezi. Ungeniangalia nikiwa na hiyo pesa, I could even scream, you want to steal from me. Kutoka tu hivi kuingia.
Before you go too far. So this month ulikuwa umetumia how much kutengeneza ndio urudi uuze 9,000? How much had you spent?
Sasa beads, unajua sasa beads unanunua kakiwa packet. So unajua venye zinafuaga. So I bought and then I used to make different colors. Unatengeneza pattern ile diamond and all that. So I used to buy brown, red, purple, green, hizo zote. So the only one that used to be one color ni ya white, juu ndio una decorate nayo. So that's how I used to do it. So if I can calculate, sasa hata pia hiyo time set niko najua bead packet moja we used to buy at 700. So if I buy one inaweza toka mpaka mats kama 4.
Okay.
Na pia hiyo 700 unaona kuna kitu nafanya na kwenye nakaa huwezi anza kuitisha na watu wamekupea wamekuhost. They've hosted you, they're feeding you, you cannot even ask for that. So temia nilipewa pesa kutoka tu nje, nilipata huyo mama akiingia mat. Ile pesa sijui kama alikuwa nini akiingia mat. Pesa, I am rich, generous, compare thou. Acha nikulipia fare. But I was so excited. You compare that.
As in something that you worked on, ukaenda hata huko
I've never seen, then I've seen her, ni amenifuza hizo table mats, hizo kwanza hizo. Ni compare, nikaingia mat. Na sasa 8,250. Direct Kariako. Mungu nakanya kwa nilikuwa najua Nairobi, watu walikuja kutafuta pesa. Shop yenye niliingia hiyo. Huyo mbaba aliniuzia beads mpaka zenye I think nilitupa zote. Alikuwa hii ni poa, inatengenezwa hivi na kuchukua. Si niko na do. Wow. I have money. Wow, pesa yangu yote nikanunua. Hata sikununua za mats mingi. Sasa nimejua necklaces, you can make necklaces, you can do this. Most of those beads hata nilikuja kuzitupa, because now you see after that nikaendelea kushona, then I started nikasema acha nijifunze kushona manguo. Sasa natoka naenda stalls na hizo saa hizo najifunza na machine. Hakuna stima.
Umetumia pesa yote kwa beads?
Nilinunua
8,000
and 250 tuseme ilikuwa fair. Yes. Zote ninunua beads. Sasa ni capital. Nimepata investment to dada yangu. Just investing. I was an investor then. Nika invest. I didn't know mambo itachemka.
Believe in yourself is so.
But you see, even this man made me believe. Unajua unaenda anakuambia hii kizi. Sasa kwanza ananiambia hii bead hii unaweza tengeneza hizi za flag hii kama hii. Sasa kama hii anakuambia hivyo. Other than that unaweza tengeneza necklace, unaweza tengeneza.
So ni utu tudogo.
Hadi kwanza utu ndio nilitupa juu hata ilifika place nimechoka, sifanyi, nashindwa kufanya. So I didn't siku give up. Nimeanza kujifunza kushona nguo na nimeanza kujua unaweza customize.
Unatupeleka haraka sana. Umenunua vitu za 8,000
zote.
Umeenda umetengeneza mati ngapi ama nini? What did you make with this
necklaces? Sasa you see, sasa nimesahau hata chenye kimefanya nipate hiyo order mats. Sikununua beads mingi za nini. Nimeona hiyo shop kwanza alikuwa. And then you see when you go to Kariako you get beautiful things.
You get confused by the way.
By the way I got confused. Mpaka saa hii nikienda kama naenda kununua vitu naendanga specifically nikijua naendea sandals.
Hiyo tu.
Naendea vikoi. I'm going for bags. Yes, because they all look nice. And then si ati ananiambia ni beads, anauza beads na anauza necklaces. So you can see jua mimi nitatengeneza you in 2 days I'll have such a shop.
How many did you make?
Hata siwezi kumbuka. Juu sasa hata ziko hata na customers. Beads ninunua mpaka hizi za mbao. Jamini.
Cleopatra?
Yes.
You had sold how many mats at the supermarket?
I had sold kama like I think 6 dozens. Nilikuwa na tupack tukiwa 6. No, 7. There used to be 7 because naweka moja kubwa and then kamoja season them. Yes.
So dozen sita?
Yes, dozen sita. So You can imagine how many pieces. 6 times 6.
Pesa zishauzwa ama zijauzwa ama ujambo ulete another time.
Hata order akili. Neta tumefika huko. I think hata zinakuanga ni sai. Sikuwahi pewa. But good thing, let me tell you, there's a time nilienda nikiuliza kwa you know most people hawako wameona nini kitu kama hiyo, hawajui.
It was very new, even the scarf. So the scarf ilikuja kwa sababu hizi nini ni mingi, hizi beads ni mingi aziishi.
Yes, that's why still the scarf ilikuja kwa sababu I started doing clothes.
Haya, now let's get into clothes. How do you decide hii ni kama itaweza, hii imechomeka? Ilirudisha hata 4,000 hata anything?
Haikurudisha.
Ilienda hivyo hiyo 8,000.
But the good thing hata kama haikurudisha, I had other things. That is where things sasa doors started opening.
Okay.
Because now after hivyo nikaanza kujifunza kushona manguo.
Aje
hivyo naenda soko, huko kwa soko Car West. Naongeongea na watu. That guy mwenye nenda kutrain alikuwa ananipea pieces. Unaona tukishona clutch bag na million, si ati nilikuwa na manguo ama anything. So used to go easy pieces zenye zinakatwa.
Okay, the waist.
So apparently so you are wakikuja hizo pieces kwa shop yako, naambia kila wape tu juu sasa. I used to be there, napewa hizo 2 pieces, naenda na practice. So that guy mwenye alikuwa ananichukulia, namwambia atanichukulie. Aitwa Mike. Nikamwambia nataka kujifunza. Akaniambia kujanga kuna mashini kwa hapo. Juu unajua sasa kama wao wanashona na stima kuna kwa na moja hapo. Nikaanza kujifunza hapo. So then nikaanza kujifunza.
You're just trying many things.
Yes, I'm not you don't want to nafanya. I don't want to be idle. My auntie is working, my uncle. So naachangwa tu peke yangu. Sasa kuosha vyombo za watu watatu.
I think as a listener, what you can take out of this, if you're a young person, you're sitting at home, ukona all the time in the world.
Yes.
Don't waste your time. What is there? What is around you? Yes, you might not have the capital to do anything. Either your 2,000 we talk about here, you might not have. But there are businesses that are around you and people are willing and ready to share information. If you go and tell them you want information. Maybe utauliza fundi wa 10, I don't know. What do you want to do? Maybe ungeuliza fundi wa 10 mmoja akubali. Si ati watu watakataa. Mwambie sina pesa nataka kulearn. And you always want that extra helping hand. Na akikufunza already ushakuwa your extra helping hand.
That is a skill that
the idea is not to sit and wait. Use that time that you have. If you don't have anything, you have time. Yes.
So I usually tell people you don't have to have everything at a go. Start with what you have.
Yes.
Start with your
Sometimes
heart shaking. Start with the fear. Start with those self-doubt. Start with all that. But just do it. Just start.
It was not guaranteed that utaingia super uongea na manager akubali.
Yes.
But because ulijaribu, anashanga sasa haka.
Hata nikunihurumia wananihurumianga wenye wote. Even at times, even right now I tell my friends, some of these things, you see when you're selling clothes and most importantly, I'm not selling jeans, I'm making clothes. How many times will you wear this Ankara dress?
I think nimevaa mara kama 3 kutoka ninunue.
Thank you. It's occasional. So hata wetu wengine wakinunua, they're doing it because they're there to support you. They want to support you. It's not like a service that ni lazima. Sasa mimi si food. It's not a necessity. Sasa mimi nikaanza kujifunza and then hiyo time nilianza kujifunza. Nimeuza sahi. Nimeuza hakuna mtu, aunti zangu hakuna mtu ana maths, naenda na hesabu kwako uko na milango kapi hivi. By fire by force. Nakuletea.
And they're also happy because they were scared uta drop out of school ukwe.
Sasa and then unajua pia wanaogopa, wanaona ni kama huyu atapotelea, but then they can still feel there's some potential. Because it's not like I didn't used to do well in school. Wanaona you're trying to reconstruct your life and all that. So I remember one day Mike call me. Sasa nishaanza kuwa na tu vitu tuko kwa nyumba, nauzia mpaka kwa nyumba. Mike akaniambia, "Shiko kuna store huku, kuna mtu ametoka nimesikia kuna store." Nikamwambia pesa ngapi? Akaniambia 40k. Nikamwambia sasa hata 40,000 nitatoa wapi? Nilikuwa na 10,000. I called my dad. Sasa hiyo our relationship
ushashona ushakuwa mnashona.
Niko nazo. Niko mpaka na vitu na beadwork kwa nyumba.
Nguo sasa
ni sasa sijui kushona kukata, but I can customize. Nachukua hoodie, hiyo time ndizo time hoods hazikuwa zinashona like now you can make. Nachukua hoodies nakuja naweka na customize, tunaweka kitenge, tunaweka hivyo. That time you remember that
time? Yes, I do. I remember.
Hizo. So I told my dad right now our relationship was coming back to normal because sasa pia yeye ameona
anasikia
reconstruct myself, I'm getting back on track and all that. So I told him kuna stall imepatikana and I feel I can nikipata support naweza. Kaniza, what do you want? Nikamwambia nataka machine. Sina machine of course. Machine na hiyo pesa ya kulipo. Kwa pesa ngapi? Niko na 10,000. Nikamwambia basi utaongea na wao kesho. It was in the evening. Sinaona make men pia nishaenda home. So asubuhi nikuamka kuja stalls. Nikakuja ni hizo stalls ziko na agent wa baba huko. Nikakaa sasa washanijua. Nikakaa wakaniambia uko na pesa ngapi? Nikamwambia mimi niko na 10,000 but babangu aliniambia tukiongea niwapike, nikampikia tukiwa hapo. Guess who walks in? Customer mwingine. Baba akakuja, nimeambiwa na stall pesa ngapi? 80,000. Tunalipa wapi? Nimeketi hapo.
Hapo stall yako?
Sinio tu, sinajua sasa kwa soko
80,000
na akauliza analipa wapi? Alikuwa anaekea bibi yake job. Wakamwambia, wakaangalia, huyu msichana ashachukua.
Oh God.
Tutakwambia next time.
Oh God.
Yes. That is what they said. Yes. Huyu msichana amechukua, tutanina. Unasikia hata hii sijatumiwa, nimwambia noteles nitoe hiyo, na hata ni Equity kwenye nimeficha, nitoe hiyo 10,000, alafu ningoje babangu, but walisikia tukiongea na yeye. So, you know, people may assume by that time people knew about my story. No, I knew about my story by that. And I was public, I was not. So, ni vile tu venye umekama.
Present.
And then they used to see me nikijifunza hapo. So, I think that is what made them.
By the time Mike anakuuliza hapa kuna stall, had you told him you want a stall?
Nilikuwa nimemwambia naweza taka. So, nikamwambia siku yenye utasikia, unaweza. No. See, nimekwambia my relationship with my dad was a little bit coming better. So I told him, aliniuliza, so unataka nini? Utarudi shule? Nikamwambia hata sasa I've messed up, I will go back. Ni mimi nitajirudisha shule. Acha sasa ni hustle. So that's what I told him. Yes. Tuka nini stall? Akaniambia twende nikuonyeshe. Babangu akanitumia pesa nikalipa. Na nikaanza, nikafunga, nikaenda nikaosha na nikafunga. So nikutafuta hizo tu vitu kutengenezewa. Mtu alikuwa hapo, nikamwambia nitengenezea kwa counter. Machine ni moja peke yake.
Machine also that bought.
Alinibaia ilikuwa 20,000 hiyo. Akanibaia na sasa tukaanza nikachukua stall. So unakumbuka hosinisha rudi on care. That is when sasa CHS came. CHS ikakuja Dika level 5. When you walikuja Center of Health Solution.
Okay.
Yes. And ni wao walikuwa wanafanya UTZ yenye inafanywa na CTEB sai. So when walikuja si waliuliza ni nani anaweza kuwa ana mentor other kids. So they called me, the social worker akanipigia akaniambia there is an opportunity people who have been peer mentors here and we want to give you. So mimi nikaenda, nimepata job. So and they made me the team lead for Mount Kenya region in 5 counties. Sasa biashara nimefungua, nimepata job. I used to go to na nikaposition in Murang'a. So I used to go hizo hospitali, clinics za hiyo time ya UTZ unaongelesha watoto, tell them.
Maybe for someone who doesn't know UTZ, what is it?
It's a program. It's like a program that joins adolescents and young adolescents sana, not young people, adolescents, kids who are living positively, and there they get supported, they get and the support is not financial support. They make support groups, they get motivated, and all that. Ni ya kusupport tu.
Kuna mtu wa kutembea na yeye, utembee
mtu wa kuwalk na yeye.
Because as you said, living with HIV is not as easy.
It's not easy. And you see, even
especially when you're young.
When you're young, it's not easy. And for these kids, most of them, sasa kwanza wenye wako huko kwa ushagu, HIV is a topic that it's still being discussed under the carpet. Not so many people are can proudly come and have that discussion. So nikatuma huko, nilikuwa naenda hizo facilities. Nimeenda huko, nalipwa 2,500. I'm supposed to have one session peke yake. Napewa 2,500. Mimi huyo nimetafuta hata mtu wa kazi. Sasa nimekuwa mdosi. Si ndio, I'm going to work there. Employer, niko job.
How old are you now?
23. 23, yes.
Nice.
So nikatafuta msichana. Nilichukua tu msichana wa youth. So unajua sijui watu na wajua kwa church. Msichana tulikuwa naye hapo youth, nikampea job. Na mimi sasa sinaenda huko. So most of the time nitaenda, nirudi.
Unashona saa ngapi?
Sasa sinashonewa. Sasa nishaanza kudiversify, si mimi najishonea. Viatu naenda niko na mtu ananishonea zinaletwa. Hiyo time I used to do even sandals, nilikuwa nafanya hata viatu dolly shoes. Zinaenda ukileta viatu kama hizi zimeisha unaleta tuna customize hivyo.
Customize in this regard ni kuweka hiyo
kuweka that's the Ankara badala ya kuzitupa. So that's what happened. Nikaanza job and but it was inakuanga holidays because you see kids are in school all along, but sasa clinic zao zilikuwa zinabukiwa wakati ni holiday, at least that's when they get that. So that is how I started. So pesa imeanza kukuja. Mimi nikasema mpaka na nikamwambia my dad nataka hata kuhama kwa aunti yangu. Akaniambia sasa umeanza kupata pesa? Nikamwambia no, I just want to start my life so that I get responsible. Akaniambia ni sawa. Are you ready? Yes. Uko na pesa? Nimepata nyumba. Mimi Lucy nimeenda huko Bima Road huko Kawa West nikapata ka bed sitter. Nimenunua kila kitu. Na unajua nilinunua kila kitu, nilikuwa naeka kwa shop hadi gas. To the point nishaipikia hata chai hapo. Kwa hiyo nimenunua kila kitu nikasikia nilikuwa na hama. Nimeenda na kitanda hii kutoshea. The room was too small. And then I wanted a bed sitter. I was feeling siko comfortable mwenda kushare washroom. Kitanda nimenunua 4x6 haikutoshea. Ikitoshea siwezi pata hata place ya kuweka kagas kamekwa kwa kameza. Jamani nikapiga anko yangu nikamwambia ni kama lakini nikamwambia sasa ni kama
starting life.
Yes. Nikamwambia sasa kana ndio uchukue bed home. Mimi nichukua bed ilikuwa at least kidogo, 3.5 ndio itatoshea. Sasa ndio nilichukua, hata sikurudi home, nilala tu kwa nikapika spaghetti na mayai. And now I started kwa hiyo ka bed sitter haizi anything. Sinaona nilikuwa nimenunua kila kitu, I had bought everything. Sasa ni venye tu ikutosha. So si nilienda nikachukua huko nikakuja sasa, and I started my life like that. So everything is flowing. Nikaambia my dad, I feel I want to go back to school and I want you guys to pay for me school fees. Nusu nitajilipia nusu.
By now, hii stall inaleta pesa ngapi? Inaweza kujilipa rent, inaweza
na inalipa msichana. Sina jishughulika na inajistock. Mimi si niko na hustle zingine sasa.
What do you mean?
Yes.
How much was it?
And then when I went, I usually feel so bad. I closed that shop in 2020, time ya COVID. Because I had nitagrow nipate shop mpaka tao. So nilifunga and naendanga huko kila mtu ako like, kwani ulitoka? Because that is where I started. And then people were very shocked. See that? Hiyo ndio time Ankara, hoodies and all that zilikuwa zinatokea.
You are selling very unique things.
So watu walikuwa mpaka wanakuja kwa shop wanaona msichana mdogo anashindwa here. Unaona? Anasema, "Hii umeshona? Nikishona imeshona." People were so shocked. Juu see, I didn't used to do dresses, dresses. I used to do t-shirts, shirts, not even shirts, t-shirts, hoodies, jackets. Kwanza jackets zilikuwa bomber jackets, yes. And then being a young person, I was in church. Kuna two activities nitatake part za young people. Bado wali amplify what I was doing. Hapo nipenye sasa nikajulikana.
I used to wonder how you have such a big community.
Yes.
Because kila wakati hata picha zako za the product,
yes.
You always had like different models.
Yes.
When you call for an event or anything, you always have a big number.
Yeah.
Kumbe kanisa was such a big...
Yes. Being involved in the community, they will still come through for you. And remember, each time yote hata sina dream yote ya organization ama anything. Mimi na hustle to and all that.
Niambia unatengeneza pesa ngapi kwa mwezi with this stall?
Sasa
are you tracking your expenses?
No, that is another thing. I was not tracking. But then I was not tracking because now this is something that just happened. It's not like I had a very good plan. But then you'll find I got to a point kwenye you're getting orders and people will ask mpaka for receipt. Mtu anataka group imekuja inataka some hoodies like that. That is where I started now book.
For you,
that, yes.
For you, I feel like for you to go to the next level, it is informed by a need that you have.
Yes.
Uendangi tu unafanya kitu kama hakuna need.
Yes.
So need comes before the activity or the product or whatever.
Yes.
Interesting.
Because now, how will you do something if there's nothing that is pushing you? It's what will push you.
Watu waulizi kwa nini unang'ang'ana.
And that is why you'll find so many people, they are comfortable. Someone will never feel that they need to do something. They will not feel the urge to even start, like you are saying that there's something that needs to push you. So that need must be there. So mimi nikarudi shule. And I remember narudi shule but pia niko involved kwa activities. So my dad, hakuamini, haezi niamini.
Utarudi shule?
Mayate. Akaambia aunti yangu aende shule, atafute, aangalie aende kwa HOD, aende kwa nani, aulize kama ni ukweli. Aunti yangu hajaniambia. Amefika shule akasikia hata siko. Niko wapi? I had gone for a training ya OTZ. Hiyo tulikuwa tumebukiwa in some hotel in Thika, in Golden something. So walikuwa wanatuika taasisi wote, mnaitwa mnafanywa training. Juu sasa kila mtu akikuja asubuhi, people will not show up. So mmebukiwa kwa hoteli mnalala for 1 week. Nitangu ananipigia, niko kwa HOD, uko wapi? Nikamwambia mimi niko hapa training. Niuliza what about school? Tuko na yeye ameniambia umerudi unasoma na ulikuwa umesema unaenda akuka training. And then you see it's still involved with the course I'm doing. So they were very supportive. So what have you decided? We decided saa tumeclear fees.
Wow.
Yes. That is how I went back. But now, as much as I'm still there, bado job inaendelea. Na bado nataka kutry to make sure that ina grow si kitu moja tunafanya and all that. So I used to commute from Kawes to school.
When I used to look at your pages and the things you're doing, you are a queen of marketing. Like you are so good at marketing your products.
Yes.
That hata utatuambia nani wengine washaivaa nguo zako ikashtua watu. Njoo mimi kuna watu kadhaa wamevaa zikanishtua.
Yes.
Where are you learning this? Where are you learning to do photography? Where are you getting even the money to do photography for your products? Where are you learning all these things?
My first shoot, clothes I did in 2018. Naona nifungwa shop 2016. So you can imagine hiyo time yote nilikuwa na post tu picha napiga na simu and see ati nilikuwa hata na simu poa hivyo and all that. But now what I learned and what I usually say that people used to tell me, why are you posting? Why are you showing people? People will copy and all that. But I used to ask, how will people know what I'm doing if I do not show? Watajua aje? People will always copy you. Hata ufanye nini ufiche aje, they will always copy you. And you cannot make that stop you from doing whatever you want. At that time, that's when social media, and it's not like right now that people are really embrace social media sahi. Sa hiyo ndio inakuja. So mi nili embrace. Nikaanza kwenda shoot, tunaenda shoot and of course shoots have a cost. Uwezi amka useme utaenda shoot na ni nguo, uende ushoot nguo 5. You're paying, there's makeup, there's all that. But hiyo time hatukuwa na makeup.
Natukuwa na makeup, hata walikuwa tu
na shoot too. But then watu walikuwa na volunteer. If I tell you, from the model that I had your time, I'm still shooting with him. Elisa Monje. He used to come to my shop anaona niko na uzi, used to dance your time. Anakuja na watengenezea tutishoe baki mi part naweza taka kuwa na kama wewe. Naweza kutaka kuwa na akakuja. Nikamwambia what do you want? Nikamuonyesha taa huko kwenye unachukua material right now he has his own clothing. But if I call someone right now and I told him my upper shoot, he'll come. He'll show up. Na si ati namlipanga na ako na kazi yake, ako na clothing. He's doing very well. Mimi nikisema sijui na straw, he's doing very well. So what I'm saying is that I don't know, it just happened. And it's not like I was looking up to anyone ati kuna mtu alikuwa anani motivate by that time. Hakuna mtu mwenye alikuwa anani motivate, then unaweza sema in space that you motivate me, you mentor me. I didn't have anyone. So
Ebu tuambie nani walivaa hizi nguo zako, because I know a few names that you can mention.
So what happened, I had my first TV interview at KTN, Lifestyle hiyo. Kutoka hapo, that's when
umepata aje TV?
Nilipigiwa simu moja hata sijui. Walinipigia wakaniambia, and then they used to do for young entrepreneurs. Wakanipigia wakaniambia you're doing this and all that. That is how I started. So I started getting interviews and all that. So hapo ni penyewe nikajuana na akina Desagu, akina all comedians wa Churchill. So venye nilipatana nao wakaanza kuniita. I used to dress them for Churchill show, but I had not met Churchill then. Then I went for an interview in Radio Jambo. Yeah, Women Something. Hapo nipenyewe alisikia. Akamwambia the interview was with Anita Ray. Sitaisahau. Akamwambia alikuwa session pia yeye. Akamwambia nataka kuona msichana. Venye nitoka hapo, venye nimaliza mimi nilienda. So juu alisema afterwards. So I went the following day. Na sasa hapo pia nikaanza kumdress. But they used to do bomber jackets and all that. So hao ni wao walinifungulia, nikaanza kupata watu, dressing people. But still, pia mimi najipush tu. Juu najua pia wao ukipatana na wao, si eti kila mtu ata accept and all that. Nitawaambia nataka kufanya hivi, this is what I do. You keep telling people. And that time I was still in Kahawe, siku ati nimepata shop tao. So walikuwa wanakujia mpaka huko. Kahawe, so wanakujia huko. That is how it started, and the brand grew and sasa venye nilianza nguo ndio nika change the name completely from the accessories nikaeka Paba collection. That means Patras African beaded accessories and Ankara.
Oh,
yes.
I never knew that was actually the name.
Watu wengi wanaweza ulitoa hiyo jina wapi na mimi naaje, but sasa naambia nilianza tu hivyo. Hata if you check the first photos that we used to do just kuwa na logo because unaweza nikajua sasa unaweza kuwa na logo una nini, because I used to take photos na pata watu wanakon mpaka watu na hizo picha, but now nikasema acha nitakuwa na attach logo but now
na number
there's still challenges zenye zinakuja na challenges tu zina because now utapata when I was trying to juggle between I'm in school, I'm still having side hustles, I'm having someone at the shop and all that. Utapata most of the time, people want to buy because it's you who is selling, but you're not there.
Yeah.
So itakuwa create a lot of order imekuja imedelay and all that, and I've had those issues. Lakini bado mimi ni fundi mwenyewe, fundi na uongo. Hata wewe karibu tunapigananga mafundi. I don't know that ka spirit yenye tunakuwa tumewekewa kama mafundi. I don't know.
Mnachukuanga order mingi ama
unaweza pata hata si mingi, sijui kwa nini, but
unataka tu kufanya last minute.
I think so. But sasa mimi nimejifunza if I can't, kwanza sipendi siku hizi. Kwanza if it's a big occasion, most of the time I cannot take clothes za madem na maboy. I had my friend's wedding, akaniambia nataka nishone. Nikamwambia pana, I'll do boys. Acha mimi nishone wanao. Get someone else who will do the ladies, because ukichukua kazi mingi hivyo it will give you so much pressure and you won't deliver. So I realized, but sasa Kenya tunakuwa nayo ni venye unataka kuchukua zote. But tutaweza.
Utaacha pesa iende.
Sasa hiyo ndio sasa nikisikia kila tuko hapo kwa shop naambia kwa nini unataka pesa? Si chukua tu, tutajipanga huko. Tutapea mwingine. But now you'll find huyo mtu atakupata tu hapo.
Ama atafanya venye unaweza taka.
And then niliona hata mtu akinipea order anambia ni unashona. Nikimwambia sawa ni mimi but siko, ako like kwani si wewe ulishona? The moment mtu amekuuliza hivyo, of course amekuwa comfortable na doubts and all that, and that person will not come back. So that's how iliendelea, and after that nikapata shop. Pesa imekuja, shop inaweza acha mtu hapa na nifungue shop ingine. So nikapata space.
Umemaliza shule sasa?
Yes, nimemaliza.
OTZ bado inaendelea
but ilikuja ikatoka.
Okay.
OTZ ilikuja ikatoka because there were issues in Kiambu. You know, Thika is in Kiambu County. So Kiambu kulikuwa na twizi mingi waka withdraw from Kiambu County. So
after kuvalisha kina Churchill and all these comedians, did the orders skyrocket?
Yes.
From who exactly? The people around them?
From the people around them, and of course from people from social. Unajua alikuwa na post, and that is where sasa mpaka space yangu name yangu ya social media ilijulikana hapo. So then came 2020, hiyo time ya COVID. Hiyo time ya COVID nimechukua shop in 2019 ikiisha hapo December before nitengenezewe and all that. Tumeingia 2020, COVID happened.
Why did you go to town?
Because I had so many orders and I used to get so tired nikileta town juu ya kutuma parcel. So I wanted a place that people used to say, mbona hauko tao place tunaweza kuja? Kwa nini huwezi kuwa in town place yenye mtu anaweza walk in achukue kitu na aende? So that is what happened. That's why I chose kuwa it's center.
Yeah.
Everyone can easily come. Naonanga watu wanatoka, mtu anatoka Nakuru anakuja. Because sasa before afikirie kuja Kawa West pia, it's far. But I did not close the shop at Kawa West. It used to operate.
So you had to?
Yes, I had to. Sasa mimi nikasema
how are the profits? Unaona pesa inaingia?
Yes. Ukiona hata nikienda kufungua shop ingine iko sawa, najilipa.
Okay.
So ile ya West but ya West there was no a lot of production. Kulikuwa na machine and all that, but vitu mingi zilikuwa zinashonewa tao.
Okay.
Sasa napeleka West ni kama tu, but kuna huyo msichana anaweza fix in case nguo yako haijakutoshea unaweza fixiwa and all that. That's why we had ashes there. So nikafungua huko. Then COVID happened, but pia mimi niko kazi nashona mask, nikaanza kushona mask.
I've heard your masks by the way.
Nikaanza kushona mask, nikaanza kupewa na kanisa. Kwanza ile kanisa ndio ilinipea mask tao ya kwanza.
Wow.
Yes.
Nice.
Kaniambia watengenezee mask na zibrandiwe ya church wanataka kudistribute in the church, so that's how I started za kufanya za kampuni, nafanya za Ankara, nafanya hivyo, so I didn't close. Mimi siku close not until time yenye sasa watu wali close completely. And then after that nikaona ni kama nimeanza kustrain kidogo, because you see pesa imekuwa kidogo and all that. Nika decide no, sitafuta huyo msichana, siwezi mfuta kazi. Nikafunga shop ya West, akakuja Tao. So na mimi nikaanza to hustle and all that. So that year 2020 on August, nikaona Sonko amepost kitu, Muhesh amepost kitu, nika-comment. Nilikuwa nimemtengenezea hoodie, jacket and all that, na nimeka logo, nika-design paka logo, nika-nini. Akaona, aka-comment, akaniambia kuna mtu ananipigia. So he called me, akanita uko nini kwake. I went there. So hiyo pia ili play a very big, because he posted and all that, akanipea do and all, unajua Sonko and all that, akanunua hizo vitu. He bought those 65,000, he gave me 100,000. So mimi, hey, lakini wenye, na nilienda kwa ofisi kwanza, unataka nikufanyia nini? Nikamwambia nataka 100,000.
Ndio pesa mingi sana kwako.
You know, it was so fast. Unaona nimeingia, akaniambia sasa you've done a good job. Kiatu umetengeneza namba 42 kumtosha, akaniambia ndio utengeneze nyingine na uniletea asubuhi. Sasa mimi aliniuliza pesa, mimi nilisema hivyo. Akaniambia sawa, tutaongea kesho on Tuesday sasa. Nikamwambia ni sawa. And that was it. Akaniambia twende unipe, akicheza hapo basketball. Mimi from nowhere alinipea tu pesa hivi kwa kamera hivi ya $100 sikuona. And that was it. Ungeniona Tao, nilingia Uber mpaka naona kama mtu wa Uber anajua niko na pesa.
It feels like 9,000 ya kwanza.
Yes,
ya kwanza.
Then it's in cash. But no, I know, but sasa na feel hii pesa, sifai kuwa na pesa cash hivi.
Yeah, I also don't like working with cash more than 10,000.
Na feel hata nyingi, sitaki hivyo. So that is how pia Sonko, Mike Sonko, alinifanya space. Sasa kwa space ikafunguka hivyo. That's how.
This is 2021.
2020. COVID time, August 20th. Sitaisa.
Oh, no, not a mask.
Hiyo time hata mask nilikuwa nimemtengenezea hadi mask nilipelekea mpaka mask.
How do you get access to such people even?
I imagine I commented on his page.
Hivyo tu
like akuwa hivyo. So tukaendelea. Then that's when I knew the business was doing well. And I had always had, nilikuwa nasema when I was in the space, I used to say I don't want, and that's why I left the space kidogo, because I used to, hiyo time nikiwa UTZ na nikiwa kampuni nirudi, nilikuwa naitwa mikutano, tunaenda, you go for meetings, you're supposed to your photos will be taken and all that and posted. Sikuwa comfortable, nikataka I don't want my status to be disclosed. Kama si mimi nataka, I want to be comfortable, I have something, I put my business together, that hata kama sitakuwa hapo inaweza nisimamia. So come 2020 nikaanza sasa kuprepare, nikasema I will go public about my status. So it came to as a shock to everyone. Hadi hao watu wenye wakubwa hao, hadi hata Sonko alikuwa shocked mpaka alipost hiyo story yangu. He was so shocked, they didn't know, like people didn't, not unless people used to interact, walikuwa wanajua, hakuna mtu alikuwa anajua. So pia hiyo bado ili nini space yangu ya job, ili amplify, because people wanted, she's doing very well, she has picked up herself, let's support her. So on 30th November 2020, I went public. Kesho ikiwa audits day, I went public about my status. Ikaleta a lot of, I can remember I had 783 messages on WhatsApp. Na nilifungua hizo messages, nilifungua I think after 3 months, because kila mtu ananiambia kitu na nasoma, naanza kulia and all that, and you know how courageous I was. So sikuwa nataka kuzisoma. Watu wamenipigia simu, wamenini, and you see, even I was doing that, I told my dad I want to go public, alikuwa kazi, ananiambia kazi watu wataacha kununua and all that. Nikamwambia no, hawezi acha, cause na hata wakiacha mimi sikuangi kazi.
What prompted you? Because people say, I find it very weird, watu wakisema, you're so strong, coming with your stories, doing nini. But do you think it's strength that pushes you to talk about your story really?
No, it's not. It's not strength, because it's not like I'm 100% strong. You get? And naonanga, that is what you're saying, naonanga hata mimi mtu waki mpaka I want to be like you, but this is not something that comes from one in a day. From one thing in a day and all that. You've seen, I've had quite a long journey with treatment and all that, with all those failures and all those things that have happened, and zenyewe zimefanya nifike yako. And the reason I went public, it's because all these factors, even the birth of my business is as a result of hiyo story yangu, because you see I was not in school. I stopped school because I was not even adhering. I had issues with myself, but bottom line hiyo nini yote ni story yangu. So the reason I went public is because I wanted to motivate someone, I wanted to encourage someone, and I wanted to show someone that there's nothing that you cannot overcome. That is the reason I went public. Sikuwa na nini zingine ati ish hivyo. I was sure, of course I had some doubts, but I was sure that I want to do this. It was time. It was time because I had something. I can tell you, I have gone this, I've done this, I have a business that was running, but that doesn't mean that hauwezi fanya kitu. You can overcome anything. It doesn't have to be disease. It doesn't have anything yenye ina happen. Ni vitu mingi ziko challenge unaweza. Yes.
Awesome. Wow. So now you're I'm so proud of the many things that you have done. You know, somehow maybe I might not even be asking the right questions because I know your story and I've seen you progressing and going to the level that you're in.
Yeah.
And I'm always proud. You always make me really proud.
Thank you.
Now your business is in town.
Yeah.
You have some bit of OTZ hapa huko, and now this is COVID imepita.
Yeah.
You've done well. You have fared well.
Yeah.
More than you even expected.
Yes.
Everyone was scared.
Yeah.
And now you've gone public with your status. This was 2020 or 2021?
2020.
2020.
Yes.
Okay, so where does now that take you? Do you get more orders? Does it help your business in any way?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. No, I want you to remember, people knew me.
Yes.
My name was in the public.
Yes.
And the fact that it was there, it didn't mean that it was a very big shock to, not unless huko unanijua. It's just a discovery of something. So that is what pushed people to even make sales, that acha nimsupport. All that, and that is how it has been. And that is why I'm saying most of the time, sijui kwa nini mtu ambia mtu usiseme chenye unafanya, because most people buy because it's you. They will buy because of it's you. If they believe in your brand, they will consume whatever you're giving because it's you.
People buy people.
Yes.
People don't buy products
people
and
buy
services.
People, yes. So watu walikuja, most of them, and pia hiyo space venye nili disclose on my WhatsApp, my YouTube,
and also it was the same time you started the organization.
The organization will come.
Really? So the same time?
It's the same time, but it is not exactly that time, because I went public na mi ilikuwa tu ikue hivo. Sikuwa na ati story mingi. I've never pictured having an organization and all that. Sijawai in my entire life.
Okay.
So mimi najua tu ni hiyo na story ishe. So mabishto wangu wako like, sasa ulikuwa unapea story ya nini? Imetusaidia na do something. When I was going public, my story nilisema The Voice of a Black Girl. That is the title that I gave. And nimeishi kuandika. I've been writing. I can write. Nijawacha nijipigie.
No, you do. You write and you write well.
And it's so bad that when I'm dating, natumanga maparagraphs nikikasirikiwa. Zisome zinapitwa hivi. So I knew one day, so my friends asked, let's come up with something. So mimi hata organization nasemanga, it was not my dream. It's people who saw that. So that's when I changed, nikasema The Voice of a Black Girl, of a Black Child, so that ikuwe na inclusivity. And please, The Voice of a Black Child is not a girls organization. Kila mtu usema ni ya wasichana, because we've had projects that majorly focus on girls, but we have both men and women.
And the thing is, people forget, when you're a girl, experiences zako ni za girl.
Yes.
Hata nijaribu aje, mimi najua kukua msichana, sijui kukua mwanaume. Hata nikiku-involve, I'm involving you from a point of, there has to be probably a man in this vicinity to understand where you're coming from. I would be lying nikisema naelewa what it means, the issues you have as a boy, as a young man or a man in general. So there's nothing to apologize for.
Yes, but tukaanza and we started the organization. And basically what we used to do then, we started going to homes. My first activity was on my birthday in 2021 on July 31st. We went to Horek. It's a children's home that hosts kids living with HIV. So hiyo ndio nini yenye nilingia space now as an organization. Hiyo time hata we are not registered and all that, but we later came, nikakuuliza maswali, and we registered the organization. I started doing activities until last year when we first had our first funded project. Ilikuwa inaitwa Inua Dada Ajikimu, and we were addressing the vulnerability of adolescent girls and teenage mothers in Githurai.
Yes. And what were you doing? What were you doing with these girls?
When hiyo pia it came just as a surprise. I used to go, AHF used to give, I was introduced to AHF through Faith.
Hata sitaki uongelee kuhusu AHF. Ni project gani ulikuwa unafanya na kuwainua? I want people to connect those dots.
Yes. So when I went, I used to go, walikuwa wananipea pads. That's where I'm going. Walikuwa wananipea pads. So one day the country director told me, I don't want this Catholic intervention. Come up with something so that we can do a project, a big project together. So I decided, they told me to do a proposal and get a socio-economic activity. Kila mtu anaambia sabuni, fanya hivi, but we decided, and everyone is doing that. We needed a skill. So I decided, and I said, when I started The Voice, I said, I wanted to complement whatever I'm doing. I want them to complement each other. So I decided that we'll do tailoring, fashion and design. So that is what we did.
I love
that. The girls, yes. A 6 months course, yes. Free, totally free. They did not pay for it. I was actually paying them for every day to come to class. Mbona hatukuwa na opportunity kama hizo sisi?
No, we had to get the hardness so we know people need it easier. And we did. Kwa sababu, what was his name? Mark ama nani mwenye alikufunza?
Mike.
Ako kulipisha?
Bebe ako nilipisha.
So it's like full circle.
No, it's ni kulipa.
Si kulipa ni kuamua kitu yenye nilipata hata mimi nitapakupea mtu mwingine.
So that is what happened. So I had a group of 30 girls. 29 graduated, 1 dropped in between, and they were ages between 14 to 24, and some of them, most half walikuwa young mothers, young teenage mothers, and they graduated on International Day of the Girl Child on 10th October. Yes, and we're looking forward to maybe getting another grant where we'll have a second cohort. Yes.
Umetupeleka mbio. Juu tujauliza. Unapata pesa ngapi? That is also very important.
Yes.
When a person wants to get into this. So maybe you can just respond to it.
Yeah.
This girl who graduated from Inwadada.
Yeah.
Ameanzisha shop. Ama ameamua anataka sasa kwenda hii full time. Ana need nini na nini na nini. Ndiyo aweze kuanzisha hii shop.
Yeah.
Anaweza expect ataanzisha na pesa ngapi?
All right.
Is it zile pesa zote zenye ulianzisha nazo? Ama there's even a cheaper way of doing it?
Yeah.
And how much can she expect to earn from this?
Wow. So this girl who graduated, mimi hata sitaki aanze kazi kwanza. Because those young girls, they are girls that who are vulnerable in the community. So hata mzazi wake si ati hata anaweza amka siku moja ende kwa shop achukue mashine ya 55,000 aweke kwa duka. So I won't encourage her to overstretch. Juu hawana, the reason they were in that program ni juu hawangeweza kuendelea. So what I want this girl is to do, perfect your skill. We have people, the moment they graduated, I got so many people who used to say, ambia huyu ajiattach hapa. Just like you said, you can get somewhere, attach yourself. They in Githurai, kuna soko kubwa sana Githurai hiyo. Enda tu mahali. Even when you tell, mafundi wenye walikuwa na watrain, they are from there. They know, I'm very good with the community, and of course the leaders wananijua, na pia wao ni wa huko. You've met even our representative, wako huko. So it's easy for them. So most of them at a rate now wako huko kwa soko. They are getting, 6 months is not enough for you to learn completely that you can come. But they can, you've come and you've seen them make full dresses and all that. But I mean that it doesn't give you credibility to run a business. It's not easy. Some of the struggles that I went, it's because hata hiyo time yenye nilikuwa naenda kujifunza, si ati nilipata everything that you need. I didn't get financial literacy, and maybe I could be somewhere bigger than where I am right now kama hizo vitu. And nasemanga, I wish there's so many things that people don't tell you when you're starting a business. People don't tell you that cash is key. They will not tell you that there are days that you'll be all over with debts all over. There are days that you will give up. There are days that you will feel like you made a mistake. There are so many things that people don't tell you. Mtu atakwambia tu we anza. Mtu atakwambia, tunawambia sawa we anza, but mtu atakwambia there are challenges, so many of them that we can. So I would want them to learn the skill, because hata ukifungua hiyo duka, it doesn't mean that utakuwa hapo 100%. Hautapoa. Most of them are young mothers. Wako na watu wengi wanafaa kutake care of them. How will they do that? Perfect your skill. Unaona hapo penye umeenda kujiattach hapo, huyo mtu atakupea job. Hapo ni penye utalana na utaput your money together, you'll get yourself. Sio lazima hata uanzishie na mashini kubwa. Sio lazima. We have these machines that we are training them that used to be the manual, but unaweka motor.
Okay.
Just that, step by step. But I've realized we young people want to graduate. Hatutaki step by step. Tunataka uamke umefungua shop, umepata umedress nani, it's not possible. No, it's not possible. Haiwezi happen. We have to take time and understand that things must grow in a process. It doesn't happen in a day. Yes.
So first, perfect your craft.
Perfect.
Once you perfect your craft, which can take from what time to what time?
It depends. There are people who left, kuna watu walitoka within those 6 months. You see, we didn't train them at dress peke yake. Kuna mtu mwenye alitoka maybe hakushika sana kutengeneza trouser. Kuna mwenye alishika perfectly. People are very different. This is a skill. It depends. And then a skill, something I've learned, if you're not interested in a skill, it's not easy for you to get. It must come from within. Si kama masomo venye tunasoma literature. No. Hiyo ni skill, ni kazi ya mikono. Kama kuingia haiwezi. And that is, huyo msichana mwenye alidrop, she was not there. Ni venye tu opportunity inatokeanga. Mzazi anakwambia badala ya kukaa home na uende mahali kuja. But she felt, hakuna haja ya
si venye ulikuwa unalala the whole night ukifanya beads.
Yes, that is art, and if it doesn't come from the heart, you might not even deliver.
True.
Yeah.
True. Okay. So know if this is your thing. If this is where your passion lies.
Yeah.
And I think most of our guests so far have told us it has to be, you have to be passionate about it.
Passion will lead you to your destiny.
Very good.
Yes.
After that, now get to know where you can learn. Ni wapi unaweza enda ufunzwe, whatever skill it is, but in this regard where you can do tailoring and dressmaking and fashion. After that, perfect the skill. This can take 6 months, it can take a year,
10 years.
10 years. Yes. Ni unaamua.
Hata mimi kuna vitu sijui kushona.
Hadi wa leo.
Kuna vitu hata saa hii unaniulizanga nakwambia jamani siwezi. Yes. And then you see, kwanza even dealing with celebs, I have my friend nice Shiro. Shiro sends me things namwambia kaini siwezi. And then you find nasema mimi this is my look. Aki mimi hiyo sitaweza. Si kukataa but hiyo sitaweza.
You want to give the best.
Because you want to give the best, and if you feel that something that you can't deliver something unaachana. And I was telling those girls, there's that kanini that I've said about mafundi. Utapigwa watu wanatandika huko River Road na customers huko. If you can't do something, just tell them. Usikuwe na haraka ya kuchukua hiyo pesa. And I'm happy by the time we were finishing, kuna wasichana walikuwa wanachukua mpaka oda za harusi. Yes. Za harusi, za kanisa, wanachukua na wanapewa na wanashona. Hata misa, kuna msichana alichukua ya wedding ya kanisa. Na kamisa kanebe sitaweza kukuja. But hiyo, she was very cool. And she was in campus by the way. Ako na mtoto, ako campus anasoma kwa KU, and she still made time. Na alikuwa yashajua, anaenda soko, anajifunza mpaka mashini ya stima na alishona hizo nguo zote.
Wow.
Yes.
Awesome.
So, it's doable. It's doable.
And it's up to you.
It's
and your
all
level
about you.
Of fashion. So the more you want to excel in this, the most likely you can.
Yeah.
Now, is it different now? Hiyo wakati na sahi, ukiangalia the way you used to make your sales, now that umeongeza kitu ingine, running an organization is a whole thing on its own.
Yes, it is.
I know.
Yeah.
Before I could do anything else, it has taken me so much time.
Yes.
I think now you're 8 years old and you're hapo 5 years and you're at least unaweza jitoa kidogo.
Yes.
But before then, ni mtoto, anakunid fully, anacrawl, anataka full attention. So has that now affected your business?
A lot. A lot. I need even to see it. Do you know there are people who call me wananiza bado unashonanga? Yes. So you can imagine. Even this morning when I was coming, someone called me, do you still make hoodies? We want hoodies for our company. Tunataka tubrandie hivi na hivi. Naambia, kwani you don't see? And so mimi naonanga tu vitu za The Voice. Naonanga tu. But I agree and I admit that when I started the organization, it has really consumed so much of my time, so much of me. But I told people that is the same thing venye nilingia in my, I think, sijuangi it's fine the business, and I've never closed at any point. I've had people working there, but you'll find my socials, because I'm using the same socials, but I have the pages for the business, but you'll find I've given the organization so much attention, but nilikuwa nataka pia yenyewe jisimamie. Right now we've started getting donors, we've started getting people who are coming and supporting, I can easily give and leave it to someone.
Not yet.
Let me shock you.
Not Lucy. Really. You unajiambia kwa akili yako, but that won't be the truth.
Unaona, the last activity I had was on May 28th, menstrual hygiene day. And this is 2025. I started the organization. Those are 5 years, almost 5 years. That is the first activity nimefanya without pressure. Well, sikuketi anywhere, but sikuwa na pressure. I woke up, went to Citizen for an interview. Nikafanya interview kutoka, I think, 11 mpaka 1. The activity was supposed to start from 2. Ilikuwa inaanza from 2. Nikarudi nikapata kila kitu, watoto wamesettle. We started the session immediately. That is the first time. So I understand what you are saying. It's not easy, but again, they must complement each other. Hao ni watoto wote lazima waende waki-complement each other. Yes.
You have managed to have a system yenye nothing is standing on its own. This complements this, complements this, which helps. Because watu wenye tu hizi vitu mnafanya kwa ground ni pabaa in a way. Ni kama pabaa imeamua ifanye something extra. And you've always had this heart for community. Even before the organization, people might not know you are doing things in the community. Hata hii kukua kwa EOTZ, it's also being in the community.
It's still serving humanity.
So it's still like, it might seem like like a big thing on its own, but it's an addition to the beautiful journey that you are doing. Good. Now, as a young person, our listener is a young person who is figuring out their path, who is wondering kama watu wanamuelewa kweli, probably ana pesa, ama ana skill. So many things are ama ameenda your campus, amemaliza, but hakuna kazi. What do you think this young person can do or should do if it was you in this current times? Umesema now it's very hard. It's very hard.
It's not very hard.
The way we started out. Jana nililetewa, like kakitutu kadogo hivi kabag kadogo ati ni 1,000. Hata hakuna kitu ya maana hapo ya kukula. 1,000 for us was a lot.
Nikianza kumake hizi Kenyan nini tulikuwa tunauza 100 bob.
Saizi ni?
Tulikuwa hauwezi pata kitu. Kenya kameshonwa vizuri kama una 200 to 50. Hata 300. Nikiuza huko kwanza town utauziwa hivyo.
Things are not the same. What would you tell this young person so that they can keep going on?
So to every young person, I understand that times are tough and things are not really good as they used to be. But what I can tell you is that you need to start with what you have, where you are, and you start with your passion. Follow your passion. Your passion will always, many times than often, will always lead you to your destiny. Chenye unafeel, if you've not found your passion, tafutilia. Kuna kitu tu yenye unapenda. Na sahi we are in good times that we have social media that is amplifying everything. Watu wengi sahi hata vitu zao succeed through social media. We have TikTok, we have Instagram. Hata ukijaribu kufanya nini, you will still get people. Yes.
Thank you for that. I hope that young person amesikia na imefika mahali inafaa kufika.
Right.
What have been the challenges that you've seen?
Challenges ni mingi. Ni mingi and challenges mingi. Being a young person when you're doing business is not easy. It's not easy because not so many people will believe in you. That is one. Not so many people will believe in your dream. Not so many people will even believe in your craft. And most importantly, when you're selling a product, kuna watu watafeel. And I find it even right now when I'm not very young, people will come to the shop watanipata. I'm not always there. When yule model wa Faba, naambia ni mimi. They don't believe. Wanakuja wanasema ni wewe kweli? Ni wewe unashona hizo? They don't. Even there are people up to this point wanasemanga sijui kushona. Mtu ananipata hata nikipost TikTok nikishona. Kwani unajua? Mimi nasemanga ujui kushona and all that.
So not say you know ukishona.
Hata hujai. Mnaona tu nikishona kwa video.
Tunaona tu nguo imekuja wanaona nikipost tu hivi nikiwa kwa shop. Kwani wewe unajua kushona? And that is what I was saying. It's not easy for you to run even a business when you don't know what is being done there. It's not easy. Hata watu watakutesa juu wanajua ujui, watakutesa sana. But now, know your passion, follow your passion, do whatever you feel, but it's not easy. Nataka kuambia watu, tunadanganyanga watu ati leave employment,
come start a business.
Kama unaweza fanya zote mbili.
Kama unaweza fanya zote. Mimi sahi hata nasemanga ni venye tu. I've never been employed personally. Sijai kuwa job at naamka nini hivi. But at this point venye naona kwanza vitu I would not hesitate nikiambiwa kuja job. I wouldn't hesitate. But again, I still want to own my business. I still want to have that freedom. But that freedom doesn't come with a lot. It doesn't come with sleep. It doesn't come. I don't sleep. What when you listen right now when I sleep it doesn't come with sleep. It will not even come with some leisure time. It doesn't. But you have to do it. Yes.
What are the things that you've learned over time zenye you'd want someone else to know? Venye ulikuwa unasema no one tells you these things.
Yes.
What have you learned on your own through the process, through the journey that could be impactful for a person who's starting out or in the business?
So many things, but what stands out is that in business, cash is key. Cash is key. There's nothing else. There's nothing else that should drive you more than that cash. You need to deliver, and you will not deliver without that cash. You will not give a good product without money being involved. We are always afraid, me included up to this point, we are always afraid of putting in some money to do something. And that goes through advertising, through and all that, tunaogopa. And fear ndio the biggest challenge that we have. There's no one who cannot do anything, but tunaogopa. That is one thing that ningeambiwa up to this point when I'm doing today, recently, Juzi, my friend, you have so much potential, but you don't believe in yourself. Yes. And that fear is what is holding so many dreams behind. So many dreams.
And so many, flop ni sawa.
You tried. So, hiyo fear ya, and then tuko na hiyo tendency ya watu watasema nini, if I fail watasema nini, hiyo ugonjwa tafadhali mwachane nayo, haina dawa, you just need to get saved. Can Jesus? Kama you still live your life believing and assuming and worrying about watu watasema nini, hata ukikufa watasema. So do that. Go for that dream. Chase that bag. Yes.
What else have you learned?
Apart from that, I've learned that it will always come back. And this is with regards towards serving humanity, doing something for the community and all that. Because both things, vitu zote zenye run, zina revolve around the community, it will always come back. You give people kindness, it will come back. You put effort in your business, it will always come back. It might not come back right now, but it will eventually come back.
You know, they tell us you should work smart and not hard. Has that applied in your journey?
Yes.
You're working, so you don't work hard, you work smart.
I've seen people that we started off and I found them, but they're not doing well right now because they put so much hard work, but they did not work smart. In this regard, I'll say, and I will still go back to social media and all that. And I can use the business and I can still use the organization. The reason I've not seen the organization has not been existent for so long, but I've gotten people who have recognized they're doing this and they feel they can put in some money and help you because they see the visibility. I've created a visibility for myself, for my business, for my organization and all that. So if you do that, put that effort to create visibility, let people know. Usiogope. What is the worst that can do? Ungeniambia nikuja hapa ni nini? What is the biggest thing that ningesema? Nikisema tu hapana, huwezi nichapa. You get? So, we just do it. Flow. Itakuja. Jipa.
What does the future look like for Paba, for Cleopatra as a person, and for the voice of a Black child?
It's bright. It darkens my eyes. Yes, that's that. Yes. Hata mimi mwenyewe naogopa, but yes. But I'm very hopeful. And funny enough, you see, venye hata things are hard. Yeah. I always say, mi sijui kama nisha zoea. I always say, kutakuwa tu sawa. Yeah. I just motivate myself. Nasema kutakuwa tu sawa. Even when I'm starting something new, nasema, vile tu itakuwa. Because I've taught myself to always look forward. So many things will go wrong, but hakutakosa kamoja that will go right. Yes.
True. And on speaking of starting something new.
Yes.
What is the new thing in the jikoni right now for Cleopatra?
The new thing, the most awaited. Kila mtu ameshi tu kuniambia do this. Now the new thing is that I have a new book. Yes, a very new one. It's here. I've brought you 2 pieces.
Yes.
Usome, unasoma hii page moja hii and run. Hiyo. So it's called The Voice of a Black Child. It's still no girl, child. So it's a HIV memoir. It's a memoir.
Memoir.
Kuna beshte yangu anashida kiwa nini wanasemanga hizo. Ni mambo ya Nyeri. So it's an autobiographical story of pain, resilience, determination, and courage, beautifully knitted and restored and fully. It's about my story, how it has been, my HIV story, and where I am. Of course, everything that I've said here, it's now written here. Unaweza sasa that's the audio. This is not the.
This is the physical. Yes. And you know, we never say everything na words.
Yes.
There are so many bits and pieces of us that utaenda usome ushangae.
Yeah.
And I found that even when I was writing my book. Kumbe hata sijaiambia watu hii.
Unajua vitu zingine mpaka si nilikupigia simu na kuuliza rada. Like sijui naona. I was so shocked. But anyway.
So that's why you're right.
That is why and I've been doing this but nasemanga tu time iko imefika because I have had so many things but I think the time is here. And I am presenting you with this.
Aww.
And there's something I want you to open.
Yes.
Jifungulie.
Thank you.
The last chapter huko nyuma, there's something I want you to read for us. Huko nyuma. The last sitaki kukufungulia.
This is so pretty.
Thank you.
Madam.
Yes. The launch is on 19th July.
19th July?
Yes. It's on Saturday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m.
Yes. Madam Lucy Wanjiku, CEO, Positive Young Women Voices, and author of Made a Way. Namesake, they are mentors and then they are destiny shapers. You are the latter. From the first time I sat across the table from you, nervous, unsure, and broken by rejection, you didn't just offer me mentorship, you offered me restoration. Don't make me cry.
No, don't.
You told me that I didn't need to be perfect to be impactful, that my wounds were not weaknesses but weapons, and that my story wasn't shame. It was power. You taught me how to navigate spaces that weren't created for people like me, young, HIV positive, and loud with purpose. You didn't silence me. You polished my voice. You corrected me with passion. You lifted me without strings. You are the reason I learned to merge advocacy with professionalism, emotion with strategy, passion with policy. Positive Young Women Voices became more than a partner. It became a mirror through which I learned to see myself not just as a survivor, but as a leader, not just as a victim, but as a vessel. Thank you for never letting me give up. Thank you for showing me with wisdom, for showing up with wisdom when I was overwhelmed with confusion. Thank you for teaching me that vulnerability and leadership are not enemies. You may not wear a cape, but you saved me. Madam, baby.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Wow. I'm so
No, that is how I feel. Thank you so much.
Look at you. A whole book.
Yes.
I'm so proud. And I can't wait for you to read this. As my listener, this will be something that, will pick you when you don't think you are able to go that extra mile.
Yeah.
Thank you for writing it. For being brave enough to write it.
Yes.
I hope it knows 1 million copies very soon.
I pray. And funny, these are two disabilities. I didn't, you realize when I was booking for the space, sikuwa najua watu watanini. I booked a space for 30 people.
Watu sasa wamezidi.
Niko na watu waiting. Na wamelipa vitabu. And it's not even 1 week. These are the first copies. I got 20 copies yesterday. Nilikuwa nikulete 3 zimebaki. Na nilichukua 6 in the evening.
Wow.
Zimebaki hizi 2. And I took the first copy.
Believe in yourself.
Hata nilipiga kwa hoteli nawambia, can I get a bigger space? Hata kumebukiwa, but now we'll consider. Because I thought people will not show up. But the first night, I had 20 from my support group, 20 from Team Voice, and then I have my friends, other 20 and all that. So I am very happy.
And it will even go beyond what you think. By the time tunafika it's 19,
yes,
you'll probably have more. So for sure, how can people now reach to you? Najua amesikia social media, but how can they reach out to you and even get a copy of their book?
All right. So you can reach out to me. Yes, please.
Unaweza nipigia simu.
Unaweza nipigia simu. Kiswahili. 0715-672-750. And the book is, the launch is on 19th. I don't want you to read that book.
So I wait until 19th?
Yes, you wait until then.
I'll return it and read.
On 19th July, at the Mark Hotel in Ruiru, hapo Kihunguro. And a book is going for 1,500. Ukiwa na hiyo 1,500 tutaingia. Yes, come and support me. It's a very good book, and I've said it's a book. It's not just my story. It's to the child who feels broken, to the girl who cries in silence, to the boy who hides his truth, and to the one thinking of giving up. This is for you. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are a masterpiece in the making. Let this book teach you. Let it challenge you. Let it make you uncomfortable, and then let it move you to act. So everything that we've not talked about, my journey, about being disclosed to, na hiyo nini yangu kuambiwa about your status, losing your mom to AIDS and all that, it's here. And how Paba collection came and saved me, and now the voice of a black child. Please get one. And I've said 0715-672-750, and I hope to see you there. Yes, kuna chakula. Thank.
And also your social media accounts?
Cleopatra Wanjiku everywhere. Cleopatra Wanjiku.
And yes. Papa is still there, huh?
Yes. Yeah. The business, Papa Collection, the organization, the voice of a black child, Mimi Cleopatra Wanjiku. Yes. Iyo jina, beautiful. Mbona uniambiangi niko na jina
You have a very beautiful name. You're also very beautiful. Leave alone the name.
Asante.
You're so very beautiful, babe. Awesome. Any parting shots as we wind up for our listener?
Of course, for young people. And this is something that I want to get. You are everything you think you are. Yes, go become. You are everything. You see that thing that you picture yourself? You are everything, anything and everything that you think you are. Just go become. Thank you.
Thank you for that. People ask me how I do the things I do or why I do the things I do.
Yeah.
I tell them I'm just delusional. I'm that girl who is delulu kabisa.
Yes.
Because what am I doing starting a podcast? What am I doing writing a book? What am I doing running an organization? All these things were not things we saw people.
What are you doing going back to school?
Tunataka kukua Dr. Lucy. I'm just delusional, and somehow along the way it just merges and connects and becomes one.
It will always work out. It might not look like it. When I started, you remember when I was asking you about the book, yes. I have never even gotten back to you. Mm-hmm. I got disappointment. I got a first publisher who disappointed me. I had done everything, and then I had to get, so it will always work out. I almost gave up. And that time I had set everything, but it will always work out. Go try. Heri you fail, but useme ulijaribu. But most of the time, many times than often, it will always work out.
If there's anything you have gotten from this episode, is that it will always work out. It will always work out.
Yes.
It will always work out. So just go there and swim in the ocean, and somehow you'll find yourself where you need to be. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to add. You don't have to have the full picture, but just start with something, and it will always work out. Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
I'm so happy that we got to sit down.
Pleasure.
And I always get to learn so much of my friends that I didn't think I thought I knew that I didn't know.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, comment, share with someone who you think can benefit from this, and see you next time. Start on your bold path.